Happy Monday, you guys. Sorry about that. I got a phone call that I had to take right before I went live. So I apologize for that. You see, I didn't even put my lip on yet. Hey, y'all, come on in. Come on in. Now, listen. I had to make a decision. I was going to tell y'all the truth. I was going to try to do Married to Medicine this morning because I had a 2-hour delay at work, and I was going to try to get in here and do Married to Medicine this morning, but then I couldn't sleep last night, and I didn't fall asleep until like 2:30, so I slept in. So I was going to try to double up, but we did have some news to talk about, but we'll get into the news. We'll talk about the news tomorrow. Y'all come on in. So this is Married to Medicine, Season 12, Episode 3. Let's just jump on in. I hate that Damon doesn't follow the themes. I think he only dressed. We're going to get to that, child. We're going to get to Damon. But I agree with you, Jazzy. So we open up this episode. Dr. Contessa is throwing herself a birthday party. Now, she's dressed up in the 70s. She looked actually kind of... No. The hair was cute. I like the little hair. And she dressed up to meet Toya. At the event space that she's renting for her birthday party. Now, let me say something. There's a lot in this conversation. So here's the thing. I'm going to just try to go line by line. Let's talk about her throwing herself a party. As somebody who throws themselves a party damn near every year, or some sort of birthday event. I'm not going to say every time it's a party. It's not always a party. But I acknowledge my birthday myself every year, even if it's just me inviting my friends to dinner, even if it's me doing a paint and sip, even if it's me doing a brunch, even if it's me doing a weekend away. Like, I do something for me for my birthday every year. Now, granted, I'm not married. I 120% agree with what Dr. Simone said later on in this episode about training people on how to treat you. Now, in that instance, she was talking about her husband, that you train him in the way you want to be treated or how to treat you. I don't see anything wrong with that, because I feel like in any instance in your life, you have to let people know how you want to be treated. And if your birthday is a big deal, then that is something that is established when y'all have been married. The fact that you and your husband have been together for over 20 years, and at no point in time did he take it upon himself to say, I'm going to do something for Contessa's birthday, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with the fact that you hit 40 and he didn't do anything. You hit 35, he didn't do anything. You hit 30. Those are milestone birthdays. You hit 30. And at no point in time did it occur to him to say, even before y'all had money, you could just have some people over to the house and say, all right, y'all, come on, we're going to have a card party for Contessa. Hell, I've had a card party for my birthday for myself before. And the card party don't cost you nothing. You go to the store, you get you a couple of decks of cards. You tell everybody to bring something. Hell, make it a BYOB, and y'all gonna make a big old pot of spaghetti to soak up the liquor. Buy you a couple of bags of chips. And it's a party. Listen, listen, we're not gonna sit here and act like we've always had bougie parties. We haven't. We done had way more. I'm gonna speak for myself. We done had way more. Everybody bring something and we're gonna chill out and we're gonna listen to some good music and we're gonna play some cards and we're gonna talk some shit kind of parties that we've had bougie ass renting event spaces and a party planner. And the fact that he has not done that for you, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. And then, so that's the first part of this. Like I said, I agree 100% with Dr. Simone. Okay. So that's the first thing. We're going to put that on the list. The second thing is we're going to talk about this $40,000. Now, again, I've never had $40,000 to waste on a party. And I say waste. I should not say waste. Spend. I ain't never had that kind of disposable income to spend on a party. So I have never done that. Now, I've spent, like for my 50th birthday, I spent a good little penny, but it damn sure wasn't no $40,000, okay? So, Miss Pretty Amazing, you would want to be my partner because you're not going to beat me. But okay, girl. Okay, girl. So, if y'all know I'm the last person to count somebody else's money. If you have $40,000 to spend on a party, by all means, baby, do your thing. Spend your $40,000 on a party. Now, what I heard Contessa say was she didn't want to spend more than $40,000. I never heard her say the party cost $40,000. I heard her say her budget was $40,000. Now, granted, usually we spend what our budget is, but they made a big deal about this $40,000. I never heard her say that's how much it costs. I heard her say that was her budget and that she didn't want to go over that. But neither here nor there. Contessa, not to get in your business because I don't like to count people's money, but I think you have better things to spend $40,000 on right now. You said that y'all done had to drain y'all 401ks and you working 5 jobs and you driving the Uber Sprinter van and Scott working 5 jobs so y'all can pay for this building that still ain't ready. I just think you have more money. You have better things to do with your money. And you got this damn lien on your house from Buffy. Now, granted, they had already filmed this when Buffy put that lien on her house, but still. But you knew you had lost that damn lawsuit. You knew you owed her that money. When y'all was filming this, you knew you owed her that money. And you're right, Miss Pretty Amazing. If Toya say it's too much money, damn it, you spending too much money. If Toya say you are spending too much money, baby, you are spending too much money. Hey, Raven, what's up, boo? Contessa and her passive aggressiveness is exhausting. Oh, passive aggressiveness, excuse me, is exhausting. She seems to complain to everyone about Sky except for Sky. I don't know why she's still on the show. She's boring. She on the show because she need a check. Oh, did I say that? She on the show because she need that check. So that's the second thing. The third thing is, and I'm so glad that Heavenly said it. And again, we're going to get to all of this, but I got to say it while I'm thinking about it. Girl, stop telling people about your marriage if you don't want nobody to have an opinion on your marriage. Kim, they all want to check. The question was, why is Contessa back on the show? And I said, because she need to check. That's what I said. They all want to check. Everybody, I mean, nobody would be there if they didn't want the check. But wanting and needing are two different things. I don't think everybody on that show needs the check. I think Contessa does. And I'm not saying she's the only one that needs it. I'm saying that is why I believe Contessa came back. It's because she needs the check. I do not think Dr. Jackie needs the check. I don't think Dr. Simone needs the check. Hell, I don't even think Dr. Heavenly needs the check. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice check. It ain't nothing to laugh at, and the damn sure ain't nothing to walk away from if you don't have to. But there's a difference between being in the position that they're in and being in a position where, damn, that check, woo. Because again, like I said, she said she out there cashing in 401ks and shit. But anyway, moving right along. So then we get to Quad and King. Look, y'all, I could be wrong. Because y'all know, I'm wrong a lot. I could be wrong. But I really do feel like, is it me or do I feel like King is just not as, he don't seem to be as, and maybe it's the cameras. It may not be their relationship. He may be over the cameras. He may be over being on the show. But is it me or does it just seem like King is just not as into it? Enthusiastic, thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. Enthusiastic. He just seemed over it. I mean, he seems less interested than Dr. Damon, and that's hard. That's hard. And honestly, it could just be filming. It may not be Quad. It may just be the show. You know what I mean? It may just be the show, but you know, I hope Quad doesn't end up like Sherry Shepherd with this baby. What you mean, Miss French Kiss? Because Sherry Shepherd never took ownership of that child. She paid child support, but she never had nothing to do with that child. Her ex-husband's raising that child. She just paid the child support on it. I don't think that's what I think. I think if anything, it'll be the other way around. Quad will have the child, and King will be nowhere to be found. Because I do think Quad wants a child. Absolutely, I believe Quad wants a child. She told us that they went over to Ghana. That they went over to Ghana to get the implant. That she's had 2 egg retrievals, and so she is well on her way. No, Jeffrey's dad. I mean, I guess I'm trying to understand what's so significant about Sherry Shepherd. I mean, Sherry Shepherd, just like a whole lot of other single mothers out here, she ended up with a baby without a active father. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out why you said specifically Sherry Shepherd. That's why. I thought it was something about the story that I'm missing. That's all. Because I know about her second husband, but Jeffrey's father, well, her husband, but Jeffrey's father, I mean, is there something special about and again, I don't know. I'm just asking, is there something special about that story? Because I mean, I think at the most, Quad gonna end up raising that baby by herself, which I don't think she would care about, honestly. I just want to say I love Quad's cookbook. She needs to be a private or personal chef. I know that was a random thought. Symmetry, I did. Thank you. I didn't send a heart. I'm trying. Sorry, y'all. I try to remember to send the hearts to let y'all know I got the donations. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I did. But yeah, so that's, we knew that was Quad's storyline going into the season. So that's what Quad has going on. Congratulations, Quad. Good for her. Again, I hope that ends well for her. She wants a baby. I want her to have a baby. She might end up with twins, honey. But we know that Dr. Jackie is taking care of her stateside, and then she's been going to Ghana to do the egg retrieval. All right, so a single mom, but paying spousal support. She was just the first person in that situation that came to mind. You mean, wait a minute. Sherry was paying spousal support to Jeffrey's dad too? I didn't know she was paying spousal support to Jeffrey's dad. Damn. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay. I don't know that. Okay. I don't feel like anybody's bashing Sherry Shepherd. I'm liking Brandy, but where is Dr. Mimi? Mimi was on this episode. She was on. I mean, she had the first event of the season, the play polo event. Oh dang! I didn't know she had to pay spousal support to both fathers. I mean, I didn't know that. Okay, I knew about her ex-husband, but I didn't know about Jeffrey's dad. Wow. Well, unfortunately, that's what happens when you make more money, I guess. Okay. So does Quad owe Sweet Tea an apology for shading her infertility? Maybe. I don't know. Hey, Leslie, what's up, boo? Thank you. I appreciate you, my love. Okay, wait a minute. Sherry has custody of her first son, and she does not have to pay. We didn't say child support. We said spousal support. I didn't say she paid child support. They said she had to pay alimony or spousal support to the father. So that's different from child support. As for the second husband, she paid child support, but gave up the right to that child. Yeah, I don't. That's what everybody, baby girl. That's what we said. I don't feel like anybody's bashing Sherry Shepherd. We literally said the exact same thing you just said. I don't feel like that's bashing her. But okay, moving right along. We get to the party. I think everybody looked cute. I think everybody did their best to come in the theme. And I feel like they were with it. I feel like it was cute. I love the fact that it was like a players' ball situation with like a casino theme and people could gamble. I thought I did think it was a nice party. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was a really nice party. And I love the fact that everybody came in theme. I really believe, I really like that. I do. I hate when you ask people to do a theme and they don't do it, i.e. Dr. Damon. Let me say something about Dr. Damon. And I don't have no beef with Dr. Damon. I don't know that man. I respect a lot about him. But it really pisses me off that he acts like he's too... And I really hate to say it like this. I really hate to say it like this because I don't want to... I don't want it to come out. But I'm going to just say what I'm thinking, y'all. I feel like he thinks he's too manly to do the themes. Like he's too manly to wear a costume. He's too manly because he never does it. I think that I can only think of, I honestly can't think of anyone that he actually came in a theme. I think the closest might have been Halloween, but I think he still wore his scrubs, but he kind of got away with it because it was Halloween. You know what I mean? But it's like, yes, Des Hop. I really feel like it's just that toxic masculinity of it all. Like, I really do feel like, I really do feel like it's like, you're not too good. It's just a fucking theme. It's just a 70s theme. Like, you didn't have to wear a wig if you didn't want to wear a wig. You didn't, but you could have put on a suit with a wide lapel. You know what I mean? Like, you could have done something that in some way, shape, or form reflected the theme. If that were the case, just don't fucking come. Then just don't come. The Bridgerton, did he? Okay, maybe it was Bridgerton, because I think when he finally did, I was shocked. But I'm just saying, like, just don't come. I'd rather you not come than you walk up in there and you're the only one that's, I mean, because you don't feel out of place when you're the only person not in theme. You don't feel out of place. It just, and then the way he said it, nah, man, I ain't doing that. Like it's like he's above it or something. Anyway, why does he above fun? Kim, I think spell check got you. I don't understand what you're saying. But anyway, so I just thought everybody looked nice though, right? I did. I thought everybody did a really good job. So the party looked like it was a really nice party. And Toya's shady ass gonna say to Scott, you did a really good job at the party. And Scott took full credit. Now, let me tell you something. Let me say something. I feel like there's a way that he didn't have to take credit, but I don't know. I understand why he might not have been like why he might not have wanted to be like, oh yeah, I didn't do it. You know what I mean? But Scott, you know good and damn well you didn't do nothing for that party. You knew damn well you didn't do nothing for that party. And you sitting there taking credit like you did. Oh yeah, it's nice, right? Oh yeah, I did good. I tried my best. I don't understand why Scott doesn't understand why this was important to his wife. Because it seemed like this was something very important to Contessa. And I don't understand why. And I don't think, again, you could have done something that didn't have to be this extravagant. You could have done, I already said that. I ain't going to repeat myself. But anyway, so at some point in the party, Brianna Nicole said because he don't like her. Well, Bridgerton wasn't Heavenly's party. Bridgerton was Toya's party. Because remember, Toya made them take dance lessons to learn how to waltz. That was Toya's party for her and Eugene's anniversary or something like that. So the ladies end up going outside and they're talking about the party and they're talking about basically why Scott taking credit and Scott didn't really do anything and why wouldn't he have done this? And that's when Dr. Simone said, listen, you just got to train these men when you have to set the standard. She said, our first Mother's Day, my husband didn't buy me a card. And I had to let him know, oh, no, sir. I have this child sucking on my teeth right now. You're going to buy me a card and you're going to thank me for it. You're going to thank me for this. And that is the expectation that I set. And I do believe I saw a clip from a live that Simone and her family did last night, I guess in response to what we're going to talk about in a minute. And Simone seemed, it's not Lord, I keep saying Simone. Cecil seemed to be more upset about those comments that Simone made than he did about the whole fight with the family, because he was really upset. Because he was like, well, you made it seem like I don't do anything for me. And I don't feel like you have to train anybody. Like we're not animals to be trained. And she was like, you have to set the standard. Like, she ain't back down from what she said. You have to set the standard and the expectation on how you want people to treat you. Like, you have to set that standard. And I agree 100%. I believe that there needs to be a standard set. There needs to be an expectation set on what you want from people and how you expect people to treat you. Certainly 30 years down the road, I'm not saying it's too late, but certainly 30 years down the road, I don't know what you want from people. You've allowed him to do it for 20 years. I guess you are going to have to throw a party for yourself. And just because you said, because 1 minute it was he paid for it, then it was, well, I have access to the joint checking account, then it was, well, we both make good money. So then which one is it, Contessa? Did he pay for it or did you pay for it? Did you just take the money out of your joint account and he didn't stop you? Like, girl, like I feel like it starts at motherhood. Mothers who definitely have sons need to train now. I agree. If nothing else, Cecil should have checked. Oh, we're going to get to that, Miss Gigi. Ooh, we're going to get to that right. Give me a second. So, I don't think Cecil's scared of Simone. I think Cecil's scared of those boys. But we're going to get to that in a minute. So, then Contessa gets upset. And Contessa was like, we're having this party. This is the best party y'all have ever been to. First of all, Contessa, I wouldn't go so far as to say that it's the best party. Shit. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's the best party that they've ever been to. I don't know if that is a fair assessment. But it was a nice party. And she said, and you see how misogynistic this is, or what did she say? The masculinity that we still talking about our husbands in the midst of this great party. Girl, see, this is why you and Dr. Heavenly fell out. And I very seldom defend Dr. Heavenly when it comes to anything, but I will defend her on this piece of it. This how you and Dr. Heavenly fell out, because you get mad when anybody says anything bad after you done told the people. You the one that was telling everybody how you had to do this party for yourself because your husband wouldn't do it. And now you mad because the ladies are having a conversation about it. Ciao. Whatever. There must be parts of the party we didn't see unless I missed something. Everyone was just standing around. Well, when they're filming, they have to do that while they're filming. You didn't see the clips of them dancing and all that other stuff, but they have to do that while they're filming. Because number one, they can't play the music because they can't play certain music. So if music is being played, when they're filming at events like this, they have to stop playing the music. They have to cut the music. They have to film these scenes, have these conversations, still make it look like a party is going on, and then they go on about their merry little way. They film these scenes, and then they have the party. So no, it's not that you didn't see it. It's that they don't show it because they have to stop to film. You see what I'm saying? But you didn't see where they were actually dancing and stuff like that, and people were gambling and everything. It looked like it was a nice party. I ain't gonna lie. It looked like it was a nice party. What's up, Lyric? But to be fair, Toya made it a thing. Contessa was fine with planning it. I'm gonna say this. I do feel like Toya made it a thing. I agree. But I don't think that Contessa was fine with planning it. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because she had to keep telling us. See, if I do something, and I'm cool with what I did, I don't have to keep telling you I did it. If me and Lyric go out to eat and I pick up the check, I don't have to keep telling everybody I picked up the check. I just picked up the check. So if she planned a party for herself because she wanted a party and she didn't really care that Scott didn't do anything about it, she wouldn't have kept talking about Scott doing something about it. Right, A-Ball and MJG performed. Right, I remember seeing clips on Instagram. So yeah, no, it was a nice party, and that might be where a lot of her budget went. If she had to bring in a performance of A-Ball and MJG, even though their booking fee might not be a lot these days, it still was a booking fee. So that might be where the budget went. Now I could see a party costing $40,000 and you bringing in talent. You booking artists, rap artists to come in and perform. Okay, that I could see a $40,000 budget. I still don't think Contessa needed to be spending that. But again, I ain't in nobody's pockets. Contessa needs to decide, does she want to keep a united front, or does she want to be honest about her frustration? She wants to vent and then wants to pretend it never happened and it's beyond annoying. No, what Contessa needs to understand is she can't vent to people on the show. She needs to have a set of friends outside of the show that she can vent to, because anything said to anybody on this show is fodder for the show. And unfortunately, people need to understand that when they're on reality TV, which I have no interest in doing reality TV, let's be clear. But if I were to be on reality TV, I would know that I'm not going to say anything to these ladies that I don't want to be used in some way, shape, or form as a storyline for either them or me. You have to, Contessa, you need to just stick to talking to your friends outside of this show, and you can vent to them all you want, and you can say everything you want to say about Scott, what he's not doing, how you feel about it, how upset you are about it. You can do all of those things. But on the flip side of that, you have to understand that the people you film with, they might be your friends when the cameras aren't there, but when the cameras are up, y'all are coworkers. And it's all about maintaining their job. Like we talked earlier about liking the paycheck. Yeah, they like these paychecks. And they understand how this shit works. But again, it's a shame that you feel like you can't talk to who your friends are, but that's the reality of it. You got to understand these are coworkers, but they also, that's like I'm cool. I've been cool. I'm cool with my administration, but I know what the line is because I know that when we at work, they're my boss. I can't be like, oh shit, I'm gonna slide on out of here early, and I just hope don't nobody notice. I can't say that to my boss because hello. So no, we don't need us. No. Really B's fine. Really B don't need to be on nobody's reality. I'm good. I'll stick to making my occasional cameos down to the chasing reality platform. I'll stick to my cameos. Okay. I'm good. I'm good with my cameos. Hold on a second, y'all. Didn't contestant spend more than that on her youngest daughter's birthday party? I do. You know what? Now that you bring that up, Elizabeth, I do remember her spending a lot of money on one of her daughter's birthdays. I do remember that. All right, y'all. So let's get into this Simone, her husband, Cecil, and the boys. Let's get into this. First of all, and I know y'all have seen it all over the internet because somebody done screenshotted it and sent it all over the internet. I know you saw them boys scooping that pasta out that aluminum pan that still had the paper in it. So my question is, whose idea was that? Was that production's idea to put that pasta in that aluminum pan and make it look like them boys had actually bought some dinner over there? Or did the boys do that and they weren't smart enough to take the paper out the damn aluminum pan? And why weren't they? Why wasn't somebody smart enough to take the paper out of the aluminum pan? Which means that the glue was still in there. The glue that they used to stick the paint. Which means that y'all ain't even wash that thing out. Y'all ain't wipe it down, wash it, nothing. And then I have to ask why. Like, y'all might as well have kept it in the containers from the store y'all bought it from. Because I know y'all don't think y'all mama thought y'all made it. Like, y'all might as well have just kept it from with the store that y'all bought it. Like, you know what? I have heard of that R&D diva. She said my niece, for the first time she cooked the turkey, forgot to remove the bag of gizzards. I think my mama did that the first time she cooked the turkey. I think my mama forgot to remove the gizzards. I feel like my mother told me that story the first time she cooked Thanksgiving dinner. I feel like. So let me start at the beginning and work my way up. Both of the boys have graduated from college, right? It looks like they graduated in the same year, which means that they took whatever route they took. And they graduated. That's great. No problems with that. That's great. So the youngest son says, hey, I've had this Jeep since high school. And it was cool in high school. But, it's time for me to have an upgrade. Now, in the grand scheme of things, I can totally understand that the car that you have had since high school and now you've graduated from college and it sounds like you took an extended route. So I feel like you didn't do it in 4 years. I feel like you did it in maybe 5, maybe even 6. Okay. Cause I really haven't been keeping up. But okay, I can see you saying, I want to trade my car in, right? Most people want to trade their car in after 5 or 6 years. Not everybody. Some people drive the car till the wheels come off. Other people, after about 5 or 6 years, they start, looking around for something new. I got it. I've done both. I have driven a car until the wheels fall off. Because let me tell you something. It ain't nothing better than paying off a car and getting that title and not having a car note, baby. That's a lovely feeling to not have a car note. Okay, been on both sides of that coin, right? Been on both sides of that coin. But I don't feel like Simone was wrong by saying, okay, well, let's look at the budget. Let's see what you can afford. Because you're right. Let's get you a new car. And I feel like Simone was willing to help him get the car, but the expectation is that you're going to pay the car note. Because again, if I'm being honest, my parents bought me a car when I was in college. It was a Ford Escort, hatchback Ford Escort, okay? My first year teaching, the car got totaled. So the car was maybe 4 years old at that point, give or take, maybe 5 years old. The car was totaled. When it was time for me to go get a new car, my dad had to co-sign for me because I didn't have no credit. That was my teaching job was my first real job. So, I had the same credit that most of us have coming out of college. I probably got 1 or 2 credit cards while I was in college that I half-ass paid on. You know what I mean? I just didn't have any credit. So my dad had to co-sign for me on my first car, but I paid the car note. My dad didn't pay my car note. I paid the car note. So I honestly feel like the conversation was going to be, look, I'm going to help you get this car, but let's look at what you can afford. Because, see, I paid for that Jeep, right? I bought the Jeep. I paid the car note on that Jeep. I kept up the maintenance on that Jeep. And she said, I feel like before we go further down this road, let's talk about how you spent your money last year. Let's look at this credit card that you have access to, that all you've been doing is swiping and the bill's been getting paid. These are the things that you need to understand now that you are a college graduate, because now reality is you have to start handling these bills yourself. That is the expectation. Before Simone could get into that, he got an attitude. Because, see, she didn't say what he wanted to hear. He wanted to hear, all right, well, let's go to the dealership next week. Let's go and get you something. Absolutely not. And I don't feel like Simone was wrong, because I feel like Simone was going to help him get a car. So then she starts talking about law school. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I see this from 2 different angles. And let me tell you the angle. On one hand, I don't disagree with Miles feeling like, damn, we can afford it. Well, you can afford it. I don't understand why you would want me to go and get into debt and get student loans when you can afford to pay for law school. Hold on, let me finish, y'all, before y'all start yelling at me in the chat. Let me finish. I can understand his thought process. I do. I 100% can understand him saying, why would you want me to go into debt when I don't have to go into debt now? But the flip side of that is this. Once again, I feel like, not Miles. Miles is the oldest one. Who's the youngest one? But I honestly feel like if her son was showing some initiative about law school, I think she might have a different attitude. I don't think her attitude is across the board. Michael, thank you. I don't think her attitude is across the board. I think her attitude is based on what they have shown her with college. They already took the extended remix to finish college. So why would she go out of her way and pay for pay for law school, unless she realizes that they're serious? Now, I'm going to be honest, and I don't know Simone. I don't know Dr. Simone. I don't know her. I ain't never had a conversation with her. But I would be willing to bet. That if Michael, first of all, the fact that he hasn't even started law school or doesn't even know where he's going to law school and he just graduated from college, that's already a red flag for me. Because, and again, like Simone said, I'm the only one here with a graduate degree, so I know how this shit works, okay? So you should already know where you're going to law school. You start applying for law school just like when you were in high school and you start applying for colleges. When you graduate, you're supposed to know where you're going. So I feel like if Michael had gone to law school and graduated and maybe got a couple of loans, I'd be willing to bet she'd have paid them loans off. Now, I don't know Simone. I could be wrong. I could be putting 20 on 10. But I'd be willing to bet that Simone would pay those loans off. But I think she wants to see the initiative from them. She paid for college. And y'all bullshitted y'all way through college. Both of y'all. Remember the oldest one went to Howard and flunked out of Howard. They had to bring him back home. He ended up going to Georgia State and finally graduating. But he took the extended remix. So I'm not mad at Dr. Simone for saying, look, y'all gonna have to show me. Y'all gonna have to show me. And I honestly think that was the direction that conversation was going to go in. And then Michael is going to say, I don't understand what the problem is. I mean, white kids do it. The white parents do it for their kids all the time. And they graduate and they're not in debt and they become millionaires. Sir, it's not quite that. It don't. Just because you graduate from college with no debt doesn't mean you become a millionaire. That's not how that works. Now, we do know that Nepo babies exist. And I think he was talking about Nepo babies. And we understand that. But baby, let's not be fooled into thinking that Nepo babies are the larger percentage of kids that go to college. They're not. They're not. But here's the problem. See, so you're supposed to have her back. And Cecil always does that. Cecil always does that. Cecil always does that. You are supposed to have her back. Y'all are supposed to be a united front. Even if you disagree, you wait until y'all are alone and you plead your case then. But don't do, and like she said, I'm tired of always feeling like I'm the odd man out, like I'm on this island by myself, especially when she's the breadwinner. Let's call a thing a thing. Let's call a thing a thing. She's the breadwinner. Now, Cecil, he does real estate, and I guess when I don't know how well his real estate business is going, and that ain't my business. But clearly, she brings the majority. She brings more money in the house than he does. Clearly, she does. And again, publicly, I have never seen her throw that in his face. Well, I can't say never. Not recently, because I haven't watched every season of Married to Medicine. But no season that I've watched have I seen her throw that in his face. But you are supposed to have her back. You are supposed to have her back. You are supposed to support her. And again, if you feel differently, then you wait until y'all are alone and you say, look, he kind of brought up a point, you know. I think maybe we can meet them halfway. Maybe we can pay for half. Maybe we'll pay for the first year. And if we don't feel like he's taking this seriously, then we tell him he got to pay for the rest. Like, you can plead the case, but don't do that. Don't always, and especially when your son was wrong. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about that. He was wrong. His tone was disrespectful. His attitude was disrespectful. And he was wrong. And Simone said that was a real fight. She said, hey, we didn't speak. I didn't speak to my son for weeks after that. She said that was a real fight. That wasn't no shit for the cameras. That was a real argument. And we didn't speak for a couple of weeks. We didn't speak. Cecil absolutely should have shut Michael down. Cecil should have checked him when he said that nasty shit to Simone. Cecil should have checked him. Cecil should have checked him. And there should have been no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And when he got up from that table, Cecil should have told him, sit his ass down. You don't dismiss yourself. See, and I understood Simone's frustration. Now, they were on Instagram Live last night. They were still arguing, but they weren't, like I said, they weren't arguing about this, though. They were arguing about the comments that Simone made about training your husband on how to treat you. He was more upset about that, okay? Baby Miles ain't say shit. Miles even said, look, bruh, I don't think this going the way we thought. Baby, Miles knew what was up. Miles didn't say a word. But Michael has always been the more spoiled one. Michael has, because, and here's why Michael has always been the more spoiled one, because in my opinion, Michael is Simone's favorite, and Cecil spoils both of the boys. So Michael got it from both sides. Michael's the youngest. Michael got it from both sides. So I think that's to be continued, because even on Watch What Happens Live, Simone only went but so far. So I feel like we're going to see more of that as we go through the season. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. But I don't think that's the last we're going to hear of this conversation. Then we see the ladies going out to eat for Angel's birthday. They all meet, and Simone gets there first. Simone look good. Simone looked like she looking for a husband. Did y'all see Simone? Baby, Simone look good. Simone looked like she ready for Act 2. Baby, Simone looks like she ready for Act 2. Simone look good down to that bar for Angel's birthday. And then Heavenly shows up. And baby, I don't know why you done opened up to Heavenly, but I guess you just needed to vent. And she basically let Heavenly know that she needed a break. I feel like that was the setup for their first group trip. But she said, I need to get away. I need to go anywhere away from them boys. I need to be, I need a break, and she, let Heavenly know that things were, that it's a little rough in the house right now. That things are a little rough. And the ladies slowly, show up one by one. Angel shows up, and Angel said, look, my husband said that this is his treat. He's taking care of the check tonight. So lady, drinks on him. Let's have a good time. Let's turn up. Let's have a nice dinner. So the ladies sit down for dinner. Now, I will say this. To be fair to Dr. Contessa, they were laying it on a little thick. The thank you, baby. The, oh my gosh, my husband did this, my husband did this. Y'all, they were laying it on a little thick, if I'm being honest. Because I was kind of like Contessa, like, damn, how many times you going to thank that man? How many times you going to say thank you? Like, I did feel like she was laying it on a little thick. Okay? But on the flip side, Contessa, baby, your slip is showing. And that's why I said earlier that it did bother her, because if it didn't bother her, then that wouldn't have bothered her. And what pissed me off, though, Contessa, was, I mean, this ain't a party. What you mean? Like, this is basic. I mean, we're at a strip mall. I mean, this is not a party. Ma'am, see, this is the reason, and this is the difference between somebody throwing a party for you and somebody recognizing your birthday. Angel never said this was a party. Angel said her husband was treating her for her birthday. She never called that a party. And that's why I know you don't know the difference. Because you were so caught up in the fact that you had thrown yourself a party, that you don't even understand that there are different types of birthday celebrations. Baby, that was just dinner and drinks with friends for your birthday. That's not a party. You're right. It was just dinner. But you were so in your feelings behind it. Now, again, I do feel like the ladies was throwing, oh, Brandy. My bad, y'all, Brandy. Lord, Angel, Brandy. Child, sorry. Brandy. It's Brandy, y'all. I'm sorry. It's Brandy. Okay. I feel like again, I do feel like that they was dropped. I do feel like they was, landed on thick, and I ain't gonna lie. But I also feel like, Contessa, your slip was showing because you allowed it to get to you, and you came back real nasty. You did. You was throwing it. And to be honest, you was giving it to the wrong person, because Brandy really wasn't the issue. Brandy wasn't the issue. Scott's the issue. But when she pulled out, talking about something, well, I bought some money just in case. Girl, if you don't go sit your ass down somewhere. Talking about, I bought some money just in case. Girl, go sit down somewhere. That's rude. That's rude. And then she gonna say, what y'all talking about? I mean, what's the big deal? I mean, he paid for it. And that's when I said her story changed from he paid for it to we have joint accounts to I have access to the money. Girl, which one is it? And Tessa acted like her party was so great. The outfits was cool, but all I saw was some balloons, nothing special. No, y'all, it was a nice party. You didn't see the whole gambling setup and all of that. It was a nice party, y'all. I'm not gonna take away from the party. I thought it was a nice party. And let me tell you something. As somebody who has gotten balloons, those balloon arches and stuff like that, that shit ain't cheap. Those balloon arches and all of that, shit. I've gotten those a couple of times for parties. That shit ain't cheap. And then can I say something about Toya ass? Toya gonna make a comment talking about some ladies. Y'all don't have to feel like y'all are underdressed. Toya is such a label whore. Oh my gosh, she is such a label whore. She really truly feels like you're not dressed up if you don't have a label. Girl, you had on a sparkly shirt and some leather, what was it, like a leather mini skirt. What made you think you were more dressed up than Jackie? I thought Jackie looked elegant. I thought she had on that nice white blouse with them heels. I thought Jackie looked very nice and very elegant. Hell, even Heavenly looked nice. She had on the dress with her back out and she was wearing heels too. And we know Heavenly can't walk in no damn heels. And for you to come in there in a sparkly, just because it said Versace, just because it said Versace does not make it dressed up, ma'am. I'm sorry, not sorry. It does not make you couture just because you have on Versace. You were the one that was underdressed. Matter of fact, when she walked in there, I remember thinking, you are the one that looks underdressed compared to what the rest of the ladies had on. I thought the majority of the ladies looked really nice. I didn't like Brandy's outfit, and I know it was her birthday, but I did not like, I don't know what that was she had on. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it. And then, tacky Toya. I thought it was tacky. Toya, you really have to stop thinking that just because it has a label on it, it makes it couture. Because it doesn't. It doesn't. I would think that production would have paid for Contessa's party since it was included in the show, like Tawanda's wedding, allegedly. I'm just saying. Well, I know that most reality shows will reimburse you. I think, and I know I think it goes production company by production company, but my understanding is if the entire cast is invited, they will reimburse you. And depending on the price of the event, they'll reimburse you all of it or a percentage of it. Like those Beverly Hills Housewives, them parties that they be throwing, they get a percentage back. They don't get their whole, but she probably did get a percentage of the party covered. I would venture to guess that they paid for a percentage, if not 100%, but they paid a percentage. I would say they did. But I don't know that to be a fact. But I know on other housewives shows, that's why a lot of times when the housewives are having these parties, they'll invite people that they beefing with, and then people be like, well, why would they invite so-and-so? They know they mad at them because that's part of the rule that you have to invite everybody. In order for production to reimburse you, everybody has to be invited. So when you see these events where people are like, well, I'm not inviting so-and-so, I'm not inviting so-and-so, then they just taking it upon themselves to pay for whatever it is out of their pocket. Like I know when they went to France that time on Potomac, Monique paid for that out of her pocket. That's why everybody didn't fly first class. Y'all remember, for those of you who watch Potomac, y'all remember when they went to France that year and the only people that flew in first class was Monique and Charisse, because Monique got an upgrade. That's why. Because Monique paid for that out of her pocket. And I don't know why production didn't pay for it. I don't remember what the deal was, but that's why all of the ladies weren't in first class or in business class. That's why Monique and Charisse were the only ones in first class, because Monique paid for that out of her pocket. Now, I feel like maybe production might have reimbursed her, but I don't know why. Only thing I can think of is maybe production wanted them to go one place and Monique wanted to go somewhere else. Like, I don't remember why. But I do know that they paid for that out of their pocket. Because remember, that's when Monique was doing the research for her oils, her essential oils. And I don't remember why Monique paid for that. But anyway, and she probably got reimbursed on the back end. I would say she probably got some reimbursement. You know. I bet Jackie's pump was 10 times as much as Jackie's ensemble. Right. Because Jackie will, now listen now, Jackie will wear a mean pump now. Toya and Quad need to stop with the labels. I don't even think Quad's as bad as Toya is. Because Quad has a way of wearing it that it's just there. Toya is going to let you know it's there. Like, for example, Quad had a Birkin bag at the 70s party. But you didn't hear her say anything. You didn't hear her be like, where can I put my Birkin down? You got somewhere for my Birkin to go. Like, Toya would have been like, well, y'all don't have nowhere for my Birkin. I can't just be leaving my Birkin anywhere. See, that's Toya. Quad just going to let you see it and let you, you know, she going to let it be seen. But I don't feel like she's going to do a whole lot of talking. So, but that was pretty much the episode. I do think this was a great episode. I think the whole storyline, even though it's recycled storylines, but it's a different aspect. So the Contessa Scott marital issues, birthday party, I thought was a great event. I thought it was a great conversation. I thought it was a great storyline. Even though we've had the Contessa Scott problems before, this is a different aspect, so I was here for it. And then Simone and the kids, even though we've seen her fighting with these boys, again, we're getting a different perspective. So I was here for it. I thought this was to me, this was better than the first two episodes. I thought this was a really good episode. Don't forget, we're going to be on the Whether You Like It or Not panel. I thought it was Sakina's week. It's Busy's week. Not sure. I really thought Sakina went before Busy, but I guess somehow it's Busy's week. I don't know. Because last week we even said it was Sakina's turn, but maybe Sakina can't do it tonight. And they might have talked about it in the group chat. I just missed the conversation. I'm going to be honest with y'all, because sometimes I don't see everything do y'all know how many group chats I'm in? Baby, I can't catch everything in every group chat. So I'm sure they had a conversation. But either way, we are on Busy Blues channel tonight. I will share it on my community wall if you are not subscribed to Busy, although you should be. But we'll be over there tonight. This was Potomac episode last night. I thought it was a good episode, so I am sure we got a lot to get into. With that being said, I'll see you guys in about 45 minutes. Well, about 30-ish, because it's 7:52. So about 30-ish minutes. All right. Talk to y'all later. Peace.